guys, Garth here from Unlimited Events Group, and today we're going to be going through some of our treats and eats machines, and one in particular being the Slush Puppy machine. These machines' capacity also determines how many machines you're going to require in order to give your clients all slush puppies during the course of the day. This bowl is 30 servings. So between this machine, you've got 90 servings. It takes an hour and a half in the best conditions to get to 90 servings, and you'll need to top up if you want more of those servings served during the course of the day. So thinking about that, what we need to do is have as many of the servings ready to go for your team or for your clientele before the function starts. So if you've got a short turnaround time, say you want to serve all of the slush puppies during a tea break, you'll need to have those servings already in machines for the clients as they arrive. If you've got a family day and you would like to have the servings done throughout the course of the day, we can top the machines up. On the machine, if you have a look at it right here, there's a red line. That is the minimum level that the machine is allowed to be at. So anything below that will start damaging the machine. And it also means that whatever slush is in there, it can't refreeze very quickly. So if that goes below, that slush puppy line goes below that, you're going to need the full time length in order to get the slushies back to slush. If you top it up from that red line up to the maximum line again, and you keep doing that during the course of the day, it'll take anything from 20 minutes to 45 minutes to re-slush in that part of the bowl, and you can then continue serving. This means when you have a large number of people and you wanted to serve in a short number of time, you will have to have enough machines so that you cover the capacity required for your function. If you're doing it over a longer period of time, you can have fewer machines, and the operators will then be managing the process of pouring from the top line to the bottom line to keep your machine refreezing and recreating slushies in a time frame that is doable with your clientele's needs. So with slush puppy machines, when you're going to phone us and ask us for a slush puppy function and you want to cater for your clients or for one of your parties, the questions that will come your way with regards to what we need to know about what's required to make sure that the service we offer you is given to you with all the slush puppies being served perfectly for your clients. Now, one of the things is power. These machines use between 3 and 5 amps, depending on what stage they are in the freezing process. A machine like this also takes anything from an hour to 2.5 hours, depending on the ambient temperature outside and the temperature in your venue, as well as what sort of power it's getting. Give the machine the right sort of power, nice ambient temperature inside with an aircon on, the machine can be very efficient and produce slush puppies in a very short space of time, an hour to an hour and a half. But if it's a nice hot sunny day where you want to produce slush puppies for outdoors, that takes a lot longer to freeze. This is also going to determine the setup time required. If you want a slush puppy at 8 o'clock in the morning, our team will need to be on site at 5 o'clock in the morning in order to have those slush puppy machines on the go and ready to freeze by 8 o'clock. So a minimum of 3 hours is what we like to have. That way there, depending on any of the conditions, we should be able to have the slush puppies ready to go in the time frame that you require them, and the clients can come and grab for themselves. So 3 hours minimum time frame, the right power, remembering our brief and discussion around power at venues, having a dedicated power point for the machine, and that's it, only one machine. If you're having multiple machines for a large number of people, we obviously need to have dedicated power for all of those machines. So this is when you have the right amount of power, the machines get what they need, and we are able to produce what you require for your guests. So it's important to have all of those bits and elements in place. Another important piece to have in the puzzle is water and access to water. So slush puppies use water. The mix that you add into a slush puppy machine is either a powdered mix or a liquid mix, which you then add water to dilute it to create the flavors. So having the right water is important. The water that you need to have is either filtered water or water that comes out of bottles. then we'll add those to the machine. That ensures that the taste of the slush puppy and the flavor is really good. Also, there's other mixes that we can add in. So we could do alcoholic slushes, for instance, or we can do a fruit granita type mixes, which we can also then need to add water and some of those alcoholic mixtures to as well. But when it comes to those different mixtures, there's also different time frames on how long it takes to freeze. So one thing, we definitely need to have the right power. We definitely need to have the right water source, and we also need an area that we need to be able to clean up and keep the machines and the tables and everything looking good. But then setup time all depends on the requirement. You want a standard slushie, 3 hours setup time, no problem, good to go. Now you want to have a cocktail. Alcohol doesn't freeze. So what will have to happen is we'll have to create slushies with the cocktail mix. And once that's done, then we start to add the alcohol and then get that flavor through. Once the alcohol is added to the slush puppy, it takes a little bit longer just to get the slush back to that nice slushy consistency. What's important about that is it's about 2.5 hours to 3 hours with the mix and then the alcohol, so you can add another 30 minutes onto your time frame to ensure that you have the right mix. So if you're doing a function where there's a conference tea break in the afternoon where you would potentially want to have that, or say a welcome drink at one of your functions, we will then also need to have more time to set up. So midday machines will go up and we'll start prepping for that to ensure by the time the guests arrive at say 5:30, the slush puppies are ready to go with the alcohol mix. There's a couple of other mixes that you can use to create like a fruit granita. Now slush puppies slush on the basis of sugar in a slush puppy. So fruit granitas are obviously lower in sugar, which means they will freeze a little bit quicker and they are a little bit better in that regard. Although the consistency in the mix is not quite the same as a slush puppy you would get at the movies, for instance. It's not really slushy blocks of ice. It's a little bit more like crushed ice that you'll get in a cocktail versus a slush puppy mix. So a little bit different, but a really more healthier, less sugar option for those of you that are a bit more conscious on the sugar side of things and don't want to go for the too sweet options. So look at that as fruit granitas. You've got your cocktail mixes, which can then be mixed with alcohol or not, and then your standard slush puppy mix. Talking about cocktail mixes, there's loads of different flavors, and some of them can be as simple as going brandy and Coke, put that in there, really, really lekker, South African favorite. Another one you can do is R&Rs. Everybody who loves to go to Mozambique in the December holidays, we do R&Rs. So, red Sparletta and a mixture of rum in there and really, really lekker cocktails. Or you go for a pina colada or a strawberry daiquiri or a margarita. All of those can be done in the slush puppy machine. The slush puppy machines can also then take mixes. So you could also get pre-mixed drinks, which can go into the slush puppy machines. We will ask you what those pre-mixed drinks are, because some of the pre-mixed drinks that go into the slush puppy machines do unfortunately stain the bowls. So what we require is then, if you want to add in a brutal fruit, for instance, it's one of those slush puppy mixes that stain the bowls. We then give you certain bowls for the machines so that when we give the next client our bowls, they're nice and clear and they don't have the orange stain or pink stain that will come off of a bowl that has a mix like that in it. Some of those pre-mixes have a bit of food colorant in them or a bit of colorant in them, which do unfortunately stay in the bowls. So these are some of the questions that will come your way when we ask you what is the requirement for your particular event. Also, again, looking at where you're going to be setting it up, that will also depict on your time frame. So outdoors obviously takes longer than indoors. So keeping in mind, we'll also need more setup time should you want us to do it on a nice sunny day. Outdoors on a sports field would require a little bit more time to get the slush puppy machines frozen and ready to go. When it comes to treats and eats and the slush puppies, we can do this for a little kiddies party, right through to a school function or a gala dinner or even a big family day. It really lends itself to many, many options. And we can have from 1 bowl machines to 2 bowl machines to a 3 bowl machine, depending on the requirements, and even going through all of the different outdoor setups and indoor setups, we have all the equipment ready to go for that. So when chatting to our sales consultants, let us know what you require. When it comes to the smaller functions, we're quite price conscious with that. We give you really good flavors, really good store setup with a gazebo and a nice colorful tablecloth and a guy presenting it and serving it. And then when it gets to the big family days, we have outdoor trailers where we can present it from as well and or serve it from. And we can set up things like outdoor stretch tents and so on to create a nice store where the slush puppies can be served from. When it comes to alcohol and or normal servings, the alcoholic servings, if it's done at a venue, those we'll get from the actual venue itself, as they would hold the liquor licenses for it. And we would then just do the actual mixers. And when it comes to just the standard mixers, obviously we bring along everything that's required. So all of this service offered here at Unlimited Events Group. Chat to our sales consultants, let us know what you need, and let us help you at your next function or event. Been good chatting to you guys. See you next time. Cheers.